Okay, folks, keep your ponds healthy and clear from algae. You hear a lot about that in the news now, don't you? Well, John Wilson is the president of AquaDoc Lake and Pond Management. We're talking about a business that covers how many states, how many areas?
We're in 14 states now with 11 offices.
Does everyone have to know how to swim?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. So I know you ride through different neighborhoods and you see more ponds in some neighborhoods than others. Is that because the water table is different in these different areas, or because people there just want to have ponds and lakes?
Well, now it pretty much is mandatory that every development, because of all the pavement and all the water, they need to detain the water somehow so it isn't getting into our lakes and streams so fast. So all these detention basins are built, and with man-made problems or man-made ponds, there's man-made problems.
Yeah. So how is the business different now than it was when you started? How many years ago?
43 years ago, one man, one truck. I was there. I hired a part-timer every summer, and it just caught on to the fact that people took care of their lawns, they took care of their pest controls and everything, but their ponds got neglected, and there was no real answer. And we found that you go in there and put it on a monthly program. We say consistency is big. And we go there on a regular basis, twice a month normally, through the summer, through the growing season, and we manage their pond. It doesn't always need a treatment. Sometimes it's just putting your eyes on it, making sure the dam is in good shape, the overflow's in good shape, they don't have any kind of varmints or anything that are deterrent to their pond, and to see if their fish are healthy. And we get into that whole scheme of everything.
Okay, so range. Like my son's got a pond that's as big as where we're sitting right here. And he's got a couple of those goldfish in it, and it has a good. But then you have a lake that's as big as what? An acre, 2 acres, 3 acres? How big do they get for you?
Oh, bigger. You've got your small. Probably the smallest job is a 5-gallon small bucket in the backyard with 3 or 4 nice little koi.
Now you're talking my size.
And you know, small homeowners, they can put a little pond in their backyard. You don't need a lot of property. But then we work on Lake Erie. Lake Erie had zebra mussel problems years ago. Well, the water got clear. Well, then weeds and algae grew like crazy. So we ended up putting some programs together to manage that. But you've got Grand Lake St. Mary's, which is 12,000 acres. You've got Indian Lake, which is 6,000 acres. You've got the Portage Lakes just south of here. But there's so many half-acre to 2-acre ponds in Northeast Ohio and all of Ohio. There's over 500,000 ponds in Ohio, so there's definitely a lot of water.
So if you have a lake or a pond, people probably already know about you because you've been around 43 years, you said.
Yeah, we're the largest family-owned lake and pond management company in the country. We've expanded into the 14 states, and our offices, every office seems to be doing awesome because we have great people. We've got biologists, limnologists. We've got guys that wanted to find something, they didn't want to work in a factory, so being outside, being a scientist in a way.
Can you create a pond for people that you wouldn't ordinarily think this house has a pond behind it? Can you create a pond for someone?
We can come in there, design, take their backyard and put it on a CAD system and say, hey, this is what would look perfect in your backyard. In fact, my guys just did that for me last winter.
You're kidding. And, finally after
the
shoemaker has shoes.
Yes, and they did a beautiful job, and it's unbelievable. Kudos to those guys. It's definitely going to be one of our prize
That is beautiful,
jobs,
because you do the plants, the aquatic plants, the fish, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
So this weather we're having right now, everyone's talking about the weather. Is this pertinent to people who have ponds and lakes right now? Something important about this?
Yes. This heat wave is definitely going to create a lot of havoc with algae growth, with weed growth.
They have some in Washington, D.C.
Definitely. The reflecting pool in Lincoln, the Lincoln Memorial, has been top priority. We've gotten major calls from that. My crews have been out there. My Virginia team has been there. I think it's a little blown out of proportion because when you fill a large body of water with 6 million gallons of water from the Potomac River, I wouldn't want, even like Cuyahoga River, I wouldn't my pond filled with Cuyahoga River water. So that's the problem. It's a matter of, that's a lot of water to deal with. But we put a plan together and we have a challenge to, present them a proposal to do that, because we're not afraid of any kind of projects. We're out for the challenge.
This is really great. So every time I see one of your trucks, I think this is like, small business running around, but you're in how many states, how many trucks, how
many
people?
We're in 14 states. There's 135 plus trucks out there. We have 220 employees covering those states, and we make it work. We've got a good plan. The key is to be on the job, boots on the ground, I always say, because you can't somebody calls and says they got green stuff in their pond, it doesn't work. We
go.
have to see it. And once we see it, so we do free consultations all over the country.
You're the Dr. Mark of AquaDocs.
For the most part.
There you go. Wish we could talk more. I tell you, it's fascinating. Thank you very much.